Okay, I can't.
First off, you want to open your browser. Have you opened Skill Builder after the latest update and just felt kind of lost?
Yeah, it's a lot. But don't worry, because in this video I'll be teaching you everything you need to know to create the perfect moveset. Without further ado, let's get into it.
I'm gonna really quickly explain how everything in Skill Builder works. If you already know all this stuff, feel free to skip this part. But yeah, I'm gonna start with wait. So it just waits this long until the next move or animation or whatever it is. Skill, this can be anything from the game. Cancel last makes it cancel anything before it. Enable variance toggles whether you can actually do the variance. It does not do it for you. Keep that in mind. Hold forward, this is for moves like Earthquake and Piercing Blood. For Earthquake, it's 0.9 to do the AoE variant, and for Piercing Blood, it's anything more than 1 and it should work. Special, this is the newest feature. It's really helpful in my opinion. Keep in mind that some of these don't work unless you're in that character's awakening or unless you're using that character, for example. Like self-transfiguration only works if you're using perfection, and yes, I did try. Moving on to animation. Any animation from the game, there is a new feature where you can actually hold this node and like preview the animation like this. As you can see, it's quite helpful. Looped, this just loops the animation until the next animation or until the move completely ends, right? Speed, this is how fast it plays. You can do negative numbers to make it play in reverse. So as you can see, it's playing in reverse like that. Sound, this is anything from the Roblox Creator Store. I'm going to show you guys how to upload your own sounds as well later on, so keep watching the video for that. Speed is how fast it plays. Volume, this can be anything from 0, which is the minimum, all the way to 10, which is the maximum. Add awakening, this just adds awakening to your bar. 50 is half, and for example 100 would just fill up all of it. You can also do negative numbers to make it take awakening away from you instead of adding it. Add health, this just heals you. Again, you can do negative numbers to make it damage you instead. Add evasion, this is the black bar under your awakening bar on the left. This is basically your ragdoll cancel bar, right? It's out of a 50 instead of out of 100, like for the awakening bar. So if you do 25, it's going to fill up exactly half of it. And once again, you can do negative numbers too. Keep that in mind. Moving on to conditions. Conditions are basically requirements to use the move. So for example, if you do in air, false, you can only use the move in the air. You cannot use the move on the ground. And if you flip it, now you can only use the move on the ground. So keep that in mind. That's basically how in air works anyways. So I'm going to move on over to has target. This basically checks if it's awakening to your bar. Have your mouse over a humanoid. So if it's out false like this, the move would only let me use it if I'm looking at the dummy like this, and if I'm not, it's not gonna let me use it. And if I flip it, it's gonna not let me use the move if I'm looking at a dummy instead. And then moving on to is awakened. If it's out false like this, it's just gonna check if you're awakened, and if you are, it's gonna let you use the move, and if you're not, it's not gonna. And if you flip it, it's gonna do the exact opposite. Moving on to has awakening bar. This just checks if you have enough awakening to use the move. Let's say you have 50 and the amount is 50, it's gonna let you use the move. But let's say the amount is 65 but you only have 50, it's not gonna let you use the move. So let's just check how much you have, and if you have enough, it lets you do the move. Durability, basically if it's at 3 for example, if you use the move 3 times in total, it's gonna disappear from your hotbar and you're not gonna be able to use it until you get the move. So it's really that simple. Moving on to properties. Damage multiplier. It literally just multiplies the amount of damage that the move does by the number that you put in here. Currently it's kind of bugged, so if you put at 0, it's not gonna do 0 damage. It might have to put it to like negative numbers for it to actually do no damage. It's a little bugged. It will probably get fixed in the future though, so don't worry about it. Knockback. This is basically how far your move pushes the enemy back. Keep in mind that it only works on moves that also are ragdoll. It doesn't work on moves like winking, for example, where it doesn't ragdoll them, but it just pushes them back a little bit. Invincible, it literally just gives you iframes during the move. When you start the move all the way to the end. Keep in mind though that if you're using a counter, it does not work along with it. So if you're using a counter, make sure to keep this at off. Because if you turn it on, the counter is just not going to work at all. And then moving on to the last 5. These are actually for ultimate movesets, and I'm going to explain how to do that later in the video, so keep watching for that. Getting into the more advanced stuff, I want to start by showing off some moves that I use in basically every moveset. You can use these pretty much everywhere in like every situation. Starting off with the Veil Step, right? So normally when you use Veil Step like that, it's going to use again at the bottom of the move, and it's going to do this slant, right? But you can actually bypass that completely. As you can see, it's only doing the backflip part, and I can make it only do the slant as well. And how you do it is basically, if you want to do the backflip part, put a Veil Step, a wait function, do this. Anything more than 0.4 works usually. Put another Veil Step, turn cancel last on, and then put a cancel. Basically, it's doing the Veil Step, the backflip part. It's waiting until it ends, using the use again variant, and then instantly canceling it. So it's basically bypassing, right? And then if you want to do the slam variant, just put 2 of them and turn cancel last on the second one, and it'll do it. Moving on. So every time I make a moveset, you'll see that I make moves where like there's like a cutscene part where I do an emote, whatever it is, and the dummy is still stunned because that red box over its head is red. And people ask me all the time, like, how do you do that? It's simple. It's just rush. It's just rush, wait, and then cancel. This wait determines how long your rush goes. So if you turn this number up to something bigger, it's gonna go along like a longer distance and it's farther away. So as you can see, it only hits from like here right now. You can make it hit from farther or like closer as well if you want. Moving on, single hits. Okay. I also use these a lot too. These are just singular hits that you can use to basically combo extend and do anything afterwards. Like as like normal hits in between your actual like bigger hits or whatever you're doing, right? And these are simple too. I just want to show them though. First off, it's Crushing Jaws. It's the Locust guy's moveset. Just good animation over it, and then cancel it after like 0.65 seconds. And you'll do it. The second hit, the red one, is winking. It goes through block and it hits ragdoll too. but it comes out really fast. It comes out super fast. So if you want to do only one hit for it, you only have to cancel it like 0.25 after hit. And then finally, Swift Kick. This is like the last, like that wind effect at the end. If you are going to use this, I think you should use animations that go from the right to the left, basically, to make it match up with the wind, like, visual effect. And you have to cancel it at basically the same time as the Crushing Jaws. And then moving on, we have Black Flashes. Yeah, I think most people already know this, but I still want to show it really quickly. So most of the Black Flashes in the game use the same weight, which is 0.33, but Brute Force, basically Toto's Black Flash, uses 0.64. And the Black Flashes in the game are Divergent Fist, which is Yuji's, Mahito's Focus Strike, uses the same weight. Toto's, for Toto's Black Flash, you do Brute Force and then Earthquake. It doesn't work with the other moves, it has to be Earthquake afterwards in a 64 weight. But for any other Black Flash in the game, you can just do the move you want to use for the Black Flash, and then another like move that also triggers Black Flashes, like a Divergent Fist, Focus Strike, whatever you want basically. There's also the new like Sukuna's Cleave Rush Black Flash. It's also the same like wait time as the Divergent Fist. And then next we have Singular Strong Dismantle. So I've used this before too. It just does a single Strong Dismantle. I think it looks better than the normal variant of Strong Dismantle. It's quite simple too. You have to cancel it at like exactly 0.41. Because if you cancel it too early, it'll not do the move, and if you cancel it too late, it'll do both slashes. So you just have to do 0.41 and it'll work. And then lastly, we have Teleports. These are just gap closers. That's Takedown, this is Limitless, and then this is Resolute Slash. Okay, Takedown, you have to cancel it anything from like 0.41 to like 0.80 and it'll like work. Limitless, it's just a special, I think you should use this because it's like easy to use. Resolute Slash, this is Yuta's move. You just have to cancel it at 0.5. It TPs you behind them instead of like in front of them, so it could be good for that. And that's basically all the moves I use in my movesets. Obviously I do use other moves too all the time, but these are like ones that are like not must have, but they're just really good. That's all. I'm doing a different part for air combos because it's so different from the other stuff that I think it deserves its own place. But it is, again, simple. You can use pretty much any move, and I'll show you how right now. So you want to start with whatever skill, anything that throws the enemy up in the air. So in this case, I'm going to do Crushing Blow, for example. And it needs to send them up high enough so that they don't fall to the ground like really quickly. So I'm just going to increase the knockback so it like flings them up farther. Now I'm going to put a weight. I'm going to like do this based on how long the move lasts. So this is just a guess, but I'm guessing Crushing Blow ends and throws them up at like 1.5, right? And so I do 1.5. Then I do Special, Fluttering Pounce, Cancel last, this is important. And then I wait, and I put 0.02 here, and then a cancel. And I'm going to explain why I'm doing that in a second. But first off, let me show you guys that the move does work. So, okay. So as you can see, it works. It throws them up and then just basically flies to them. And you can M1 after it with the air combos. So for the reason as to why I put this 0.02 and then a cancel here is because normally when you do Fluttering Pounce by itself, if there's no enemy in the air, it does like a dash over. And what this does is, as you can see, it prevents it from like dashing you, just stays in place if there's no enemy in the air. But if there is, it'll just do the air combo like normal. That's why I put that there. So, like I said, you can do this with any move that throws the enemy up into the air. And there's a few examples of this. So this is 2, and this is 3 I'm going to show real quick. So 2 is just, it's Idol's debut. As you can see, it's Idol's debut with the Rising Star animation. I like this one. I think it looks pretty good. And I just canceled it at 0.7, Fluttering Pounce, cancel last, this is important like I said. And then a 0.02 and a cancel. And then the third one is, it is just Justice Serve and a cancel, and then combos them up. This can also hit them while they're grounded, so it's pretty cool, I guess. It's just a Pebble Throw animation if you're asking, slow down to 0.4 if you want to use this as a move. Justice Serve, 1 second wait, Fluttering Pounce, cancel last, 0.02 wait, and then a cancel like normal. And all of these work
As long as there's an enemy in front of you and they get hit by it, it should work. And like I said, you can use any move that throws the enemy up into the air. For example, you can do Earthquake, do hold for 0.9, and then do the weight for like 0.2, right? And let's try and see if that works, for example. So as you can see, even that works. You can literally put any move that throws them into the air and it should work. And if it doesn't throw them high enough, you can always turn the knockback multiplier up by any amount that you want to do. And that's literally all for A combos. Okay, so the thing about animations is it's not really something I can teach. It's more just experience and like trial and error, right? So right now, this is just, I'm going to use my example on Swift Kick. This is just normal Swift Kick with a cancel at the end. It has a normal default animation, nothing special about it. And then I'm just going to like give an example on how I would find animation, right? So usually, like I said, this is mostly experience. So you just want to go through pretty much every animation in the game until you find one that you like. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. I mean, obviously, you know, like it's holography. You're not going to be using this for this, obviously, but like animations or like basically moves that you think might have good animations for it. You just have to scroll through the list until you find something you like, right? And it could be anything. It could be even something in like, let's say it's a move that's too fast, right? For example, let me find it. Okay, Wing King, right? It's too fast. And let's say you like this animation right there, that one. You just trim it like that, and all you gotta do is slow it down. Let's try 0.2. Okay, speed it up a little bit. Yeah, let's try that, for example. And you'll see that it looks alright, but it doesn't really look that great, right? Like I said, it's literally just trial and error. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to just keep trying until you find a good animation. And then you have to keep trimming it and like changing the speed of it until you find like the sweet spot that makes it look really good. That's all I do for my movesets. I don't really actually like have a trick or like a tip for it. I just, like I said, scroll through the list, find something I like, and I just use it. It also does come from experience because I know pretty much every move in the game and what it does, what animations it has and stuff like that. So if you're not really experienced with the game, you might have to actually like go through each one and learn it. One trick I do have is though, like let's say I looked in the dismantle animation, for example. Let me speed it back up to 1. Okay. So you might think it's just this is the animation, but it's not that. Every variant animation is also included in it. So you could trim to that part and use that part only. So don't just like click on dismantle and think, oh, this is the only part of the animation, and then just skip to a different one. Actually check out every single variant, and maybe you'll find something that fits what you want. That's pretty much all for animations. Adding visual effects is a really easy way to make your moves look a lot better without much effort. So I'm just gonna show like a few moves that I like to use a lot for visual effects. Obviously there's hundreds of moves in the game that have visual effects. You can just use whatever you like, but these are ones that I use a lot. First off, we got this is climax jumping. It basically outlines your avatar in white. There's also a purple version of it, which is Spike Wrath. So you can use it like that if you want to. Next up we have, okay, Lab Spool Max. The thing about this is, when you're adding visual effects to your moves, you want to make sure the move doesn't actually hit. You have to cancel it before it hits, but enough so that it does the visual effect that you want to use. So you want to watch out for that basically. And then next up we have, okay, so this is Maharaga, but the thing about it is, it doesn't work unless you're looking at a humanoid or dummy. So as you can see, it's not working right now, and when I start looking at him, it starts working. It is a cool wind effect though, so if you want to use that, go ahead. Next up we have, okay, so this is Roll Slash. It's just a nice little aura, so if you want to use that, that's fine. You can cancel it later than the other ones. All the other animations I cancel at like 0.4, but this you can cancel at like 1 or even later if you want, I think. Next up we have, okay, this is Blood Orb. So the thing about some moves is they have sound effects that come along with it, so if you don't like it, you might want to just not use it. As you can see, it makes a different noise basically. It is cool though, it is still good VFX, so you can use that if you want. Next up we have, okay, a lot of people were asking about this in the comments. This is just open, canceled at like 0.4. You can cancel this a bit later too. You can also use Open Furnace, which has like a bigger fire effect. It's a little different though, it's up to you if you want to use it. And then next up we have, this is just Divergent Fist, there's nothing special about it. But like I was saying, there's like a lot of VFX in the game that you can use. Just keep trying and find ones that you like. Make sure to use VFX that matches your character though. You wouldn't want to use something like Curse Strikes on a character that has blue attacks because Curse Strikes is red, obviously. Good sound effects are just as important as any other part of your moveset, but it can be pretty difficult to find ones that actually sound good and fit in with your moveset. Which is why I'm going to be showing you guys the method that I use to find good sounds, and I'm also going to be showing how to upload your own sounds right after that. So here we have a move, it's just a black flash. It uses the default sound that the game gives to you. I increased the volume a little bit so you guys can hear it better, and I'm just going to be showing you guys the method I use right now. Okay, so first off, you want to open your browser and type in the link create.roblox.com. I'll be leaving the link in the description and the top pinned comment, so you can go from there. Once you're here, you'll be greeted by this site, which is basically Roblox's own site for creators and developers and stuff. Once you're here, you want to go to store at the top, and then audio.
Hey guys, welcome to another video. As you saw in the title, today I'm going to be explaining all the PvP mechanics and how to actually win PvP in this game. Now as you can see, I have 73 wins, so I'm pretty experienced in this field. I'm going to be explaining combos, dash length, basically different mechanics like knives, fists, stuff like that, and don't forget power hold. I'm also going to be explaining all that damage, stats, and all that stuff. Alright, before I get into the video, I want to ask you to subscribe. It takes me a long time to make these videos. For this video, I had to get people into my private server and get to play along and do what I wanted to because they are my little minions. It also takes an even longer time to edit these videos, so if you subscribe, it would mean the world to me. Also join my Discord if you want to be part of these videos, because I ask people from my Discord to join so I can make this video. We're also going to be doing fan games for game passes. If you win one of the fan games, you get a free game pass. So join my Discord if you want all those benefits. Alright, let's get straight into the video. Alright, the first thing I want to talk about is dash length. A lot of players don't know what the dash length is, and that causes them to miss a lot of dashes. Dashes are very crucial because they combo start. Yes, I said combo start. There's combos in in-game, guys. Yeah, I know I need to get a job. I'm sorry. There are 3 weapons in the game that have dashes, which are Fist, a weapon they use in Squid Game, Fork, a weapon that you can use in Lights Out or Final Dinner, and Bottle, which you can use in Lights Out and Final Dinner as well. Now basically, what I have to explain is when you want to dash, when you want to move forward with a knife and do a little piercing action, you have to be running. This is walking. This is running. If I have my fork out and I'm not running, I'm walking, I do an M1. That's just a little hit. You can do it as much as you can. It does like 1, 2. And that does about 40 damage. Now dashing, you do have to run. So look, I start running, I M1, and it does a little piercing attack. It does have a little bit of a cooldown, maybe like 5, 6 seconds. And then there you go. It does about 20-25 damage. It does good damage. So, and basically after you learn these mechanics, you can do things called combos. Now combos are pretty hard because you have to understand all the timings and the range. So once you understand the range of your dash, so the range of the dash is about 2.5 beds. So he's like at the edge of that one. So I'm gonna dash right here and it's gonna hit him. So it's about 2 or 2.5 beds. And the M1 has pretty small range, just like that. Yeah. So what you can do is combos. I can go for this person, I hit him, I dash over to him, hit him when he gets up, and then when he ragdolls, I dash over and hit him again. He's dead already. I'm gonna dash 1, dash over, 1, 2, then dash over, 3, and then 4. I would kill him there, but I wanted to live. Combos in this game are very wonky because you have to time it right just to get them right as they stand up from ragdoll. So in this clip you can see I dash into a person, then right as they get up I M1 them, and then I dash when they get up from those M1s, and then you just can keep rotating that until they die. I'd say if you're good at the game, you can land a combo 50% of the time. And I'd say that's a pretty good percentage because it is like kind of a one-shot combo, like / infinite combo. There's really not much to infinite combos. The knife doesn't have an infinite combo. It is only fists, fork, and bottle that have infinite combos. So if you're in Lights Out or you're in Squid Game, you're in luck. Alright, the first weapon I'm going to specify on is the fork. It is one of the choices you get in Lights Out or Final Dinner, and it is my go-to choice of weapon in those games. The fork is very good for offense. If you don't get hit a lot, the fork is very good to use because the fork has faster M1s, I think a little bit of a faster dash, and has pretty much the same damage as Bottle, but it's just overall better in speed. The kimbap that you get with the fork in Lights Out is very bad because the animation is very long for such a small heal, so you're likely to get killed if you're running from somebody and trying to heal. The next choice of weapon I'm going to talk about is the Bottle, a go-to choice for most of the player base in this game. The Bottle is a very good choice for healing and offense. Most people use this because on the first dash or the first M1, the Bottle cracks and it does about 40% damage, which is very good to scare off your opponents. The heals are also very good. The Soda and the Onigiri have pretty fast to mid speed animations which can heal you very good in a fight if you're fighting. The drawbacks to Bottle is that it has very slow M1s. It's very hard for me to land a full one-shot combo with Bottle because of the M1 speed messing me up. So take this with a grain of salt, but I love Fork better than Bottle any day. The next thing I'm going to talk about is Knife, the only weapon you can use in hide and seek. Now the Knife has no dash attack. Even if you're running, there's no dash attack. You can't even run as a hider, so there's no dash attack. There was a dash attack on release, but not anymore. So basically the Knife does about, let's say, one hit. It's the same as a fork or a bottle. So one hit does 20%, and the second hit does like 20% too. So it's 40% if you land an M1. Now the special thing you can do with a Knife is if you get behind a person, you can perform this thing called a backslash, which is, it does way more damage. Now this is good if someone's running from you, and if you catch up to them, you can do a backslash. Like if I'm really behind this man, I'm just gonna do a backslash. See? So if you're chasing after somebody, it's very good to do a backslash because it's a whole animation and it does a lot of damage. It does like 40% damage. You don't even need the one M1 combo. So a backslash does about 1, 2, 3. Does about, oh, it does like 35 damage. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna run after him, and this is why backslash is very good, because if you're running after somebody, you catch up to them, maybe you can do a dash, and then you do a backslash. And this is to catch them. Come here! Where are you going?
Where are you going? Come here, I know you wanna hide. Come here.
Come here. I know you wanna run, but you're gonna run out of stamina! Now let's move on to dodging in hide and seek. A dodge is basically a counter, like a counter in Heroes Battlegrounds or the Strongest Battlegrounds. You have to hit it right before somebody hits you with a knife, and you perform a little bit of a dodge and you don't take damage. Sometimes when you perform the dodge correctly, you get the dodge cooldown back. And if you hit the dodge 3 times in a row, you do an animation where you grab the knife of your opponent, you kick them back, and that stuns them for about 10 to 15 seconds, more than enough time for you to run away. Now I'm going to talk about power hold. It isn't that complicated. All you do is have to hit all the prompts, and depending on how many prompts you hit, you're going to do about 15 to 75 damage. If they don't hit any prompts and you hit all the prompts, then they die instantly. Now finally we have the Squid Game. A lot of people were asking for this in my how to win video to explain Squid Game, so here it is. Squid Game is a game is completely fair unless you have dash, basically. Dash is the only thing that can help you in Squid Game. No other abilities can be used. I'm pretty sure Black Flash got patched, so you can't even use it in Final Game anymore. So it's completely fair unless you have dash. Anyway, fists are basically the same as Bottle and Fork. It has the same M1 speed as Fork, and it doesn't have that big damage on the first M1 as Bottle, but you can still do the infinite combo with fists. Now what I recommend for Squid Game is to try to do the infinite combo outside of the zone, so your opponent takes extra damage for being outside of the zone. But if they're being hard to move around, if they're hard to zone, then you could just do the infinite combo inside and just kill them. And that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the support you guys have been giving me over the past few days. We just hit 5K subscribers as I'm recording and editing this video. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe, and goodbye. What are they doing to me? What are they doing to me? Stop! 2. Dash over. Oh my god, I can't hit anything. Come here! Come here! Ah! Who's next? Who's next? Ah! Ah! Here, let me read that. 20% minute. Oh my god, I can't speak. I'm so done, bro. Holy. I'm so done. I'm so done. Why did my dodge work? I don't know why my dodge doesn't work. I'm sorry. What? I need one person.
Becoming a prime target for internet trolls, getting disowned by his own community, and being exposed for predatory behavior, for most people, this would have been enough to disappear from the internet and quietly rebuild their life. But not for Nova Online. Even after everything, he's not only kept on going, he's doubled down, spiraling even further into pure degeneracy. And in the process, he's destroyed his own life, to the point where he might not even be safe in his own home.
Eat the sign! No trespassing!
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we're diving into the unending downfall of TikTok's notorious lolcow, Nova Online. We'll talk about how his extremely depraved actions, relentless hunger for internet attention, and shameless refusal to change have left his life in ruins. And worst of all, he's not going down alone, but dragging everyone close to him into the same dumpster fire. Now, I've already covered parts of his story in an older video, but if you haven't seen that one, here's how everything went down. After years of desperately trying to break into content creation, Nova Online, real name Gabriel Scryer Gage, finally caught a break on June 25th, 2022, when a TikTok of him reviewing Wingstop went viral.
Trying Wingstop for the first time. Mildly spicy, but nothing that I can't bear. These are actually pretty decent, 8 out of 10.
The video pulled nearly 10 million views, but not for the reasons Nova was hoping. Nobody cared about his food review. What really caught everyone's attention was Nova himself, his looks to be more specific, which fit the internet stereotype of a Discord moderator a little too perfectly. And with over 20,000 comments left under the post, the overwhelming majority were trolls piling on about his appearance. And this wasn't a one-time thing, because only a few weeks later, on July 6, 2022, another one of Nova's videos blew up with similar numbers.
Trying Ultra Sunrise Monster Energy, and if you're wondering why I'm not at home, I'm at my church revival camp.
This sudden exposure pushed Nova into mainstream TikTok popularity, as his account skyrocketed past 200,000 followers. But this wasn't because people actually liked him or his content. His rise was carried almost entirely by trolls who showed up just to clown on him. That food looked embarrassed to be getting eaten by him. It looks like he hasn't taken a shower in years. At first, it was just cyberbullying, mean-spirited jokes, and people laughing at his expense. But moving into 2023, things took a much darker turn, once details from Nova's personal life started leaking. Outside of TikTok, Nova also ran a Discord server called Novine Universe. And it all started when content from that server started leaking, and revealed a side of Nova's personality that was bizarre to say the least. In multiple images shared on the server, Nova could be seen dressed like a baby, sucking on a binky, and even wearing diapers. And if that wasn't strange enough, chat logs exposed the depraved fetish behind this behavior. I really want a messy diaper today. Is it weird I find myself more comfy in diapers? Nova had something called an ABDL kink, which stands for Adult Baby Diaper Lover. And yeah, as gross as that sounds, on its own, it's still technically harmless. But unfortunately for Nova, this was far from the worst thing the internet would find out about him. Because not long after, a new leaked video took things from not just questionable to outright disgusting.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what.
On the surface, it looked like more of the same gross behavior, only turned up by 100. But the thing is that Nova believed he was on a call with a 14-year-old girl. He was 19 himself at the time, making this a straight-up crime. Nova's face was soon plastered all over YouTube, with a number of commentary channels exposing his creepy, predatory behavior to a wider audience, and rightfully so. Nova, of course, denied everything.
TikTokers just trying to be fun, but all you want to do is falsely accuse them of crap they never did. Y'all are being legitimate assholes. Have you ever seen an episode of Dhar Mann? You would know to not be an asshole to people you don't know nothing about. Don't judge people before you get to know them.
And when that didn't work, made one of the worst arguments in internet's history, going as far as to claim that it wasn't his fault that he was attracted to minors, and that it was the girl's fault for trying to flirt with him. Maybe he thought he was making a genuinely genius statement that no one could argue against. But to no one's surprise, this backfired horribly. It amplified that online hate so much, word of DGen antics spread through his local community, resulting in Nova getting booted by his church. This pushed him to crash out on TikTok Live.
At my breaking point, you're effing trolls who have nothing else better to do!
Which, of course, made him the target of trolls, whose only purpose was to provoke him further and get funny reactions from him. They raided his Discord server over and over again until it was shut down completely, and every time he tried to start a new one, it got nuked by raiders and taken down almost immediately. To rub salt in the wound, on April 17, 2024, he also fell for a phishing link, losing access to his main TikTok account.
This is not a drill, this is not a f***ing drill, this is not a f***ing drill, my main account just got hacked!
Which was permanently taken down not long after. That could have been the perfect moment for him to step away from the internet and try to rebuild a respectable life. But Nova was hooked on internet attention, even if all it brought him was hate, and this very obsession would soon destroy whatever chance he had left at redemption. You see, once the controversy died down and the internet moved on, Nova's views started plummeting. With no real fanbase and nothing of value to keep people watching, his new TikTok account could barely scrape a fraction of the views he once had. But desperate to get back into the spotlight, Nova's content started spiraling in every direction imaginable. From god-awful karaoke videos, random tech tips.
My PS5 is running out of storage. Let's install an SSD. First you pop off this panel.
To the same tired food reviews that nobody was asking for.
Kind of new. Papa John's. Crispy. Pepperoni. Papa.
He even tried live streaming himself playing video games.
I need to look and see what kind of CPU my Ryzen 5 is, because I'm getting a Ryzen 9.
And, of course, dropping the occasional political hot take.
About the Jim Prolog being reintroduced, I knew about the whole anti-trans bills and all that, but the fact that you can get arrested, sentenced up to 20 years in prison for using a frickin' VPN, you kidding me?
Because that's exactly what everyone was dying to hear from a Discord moderator. Nova was throwing everything at the wall, praying something would stick. And in that desperate chase for a second shot at fame, he even started posting workout videos. For a moment, it seemed like he'd found a lane. A handful of viewers even cheered him on for at least trying to work on himself. But as usual, most of the interactions came from trolls mocking him for his poor form and lack of effort. And to be fair, the criticism wasn't off. Even after months of working out, there was barely any visible change to Nova's physique. He never even tried doing any of it properly, and had zero respect for basic gym etiquette.
Try decreasing 100 pounds.
Excuse me? Could you clean up your language, please?
So when the gym content didn't work, Nova tried to launch yet another series sometime in early 2025. This time, the grand idea was to film and upload himself cleaning his house. And honestly, judging by the state of his background in every single video he ever posted, a cleaning arc was long overdue. Above all, it was a step in the right direction. Something as simple as cleaning his space might have been the first domino to finally getting his life back together. Unfortunately, just like his half-hearted fitness journey, the motivation didn't last long. Only a few episodes in, the spark died out.
Also, I just wanted to give an update on the House Cleaning Saga, so House Cleaning Saga streams will no longer happen.
And that right there is the core of all of his problems. His complete unwillingness to even put in the bare minimum of effort is exactly why he continues to be a walking punchline for the internet. Without any meaningful purpose driving him, even his positive ventures, whether it's lifting weights in the gym or picking up trash, end up being nothing more than performative stunts for attention. Because at the end of the day, Nova doesn't care about improving himself. He only cares about staying in the spotlight, no matter how sad, embarrassing, or pathetic the show has to be to get there. But while his online circus kept rolling, the consequences in his real life were finally starting to catch up. Towards the end of 2024, he lost his job, and has been stuck in a cycle of joblessness ever since.
I'm f***ing begging for a job at this point. I've gone almost 6 months unemployed.
And with his local community already aware of his degenerate antics and predatory behavior online, it's not exactly shocking that no one wanted to hire him. Eventually, out of sheer desperation, Nova turned to his followers and asked them to help him land a job.
18+ fans, I'm still struggling to find a job because, as I said before, not even McDonald's wants me. So if you're a manager looking for a job, once again, hit me up, ea5080797@gmail.com.
But instead of real opportunities, all he got were fake job offers and trolls baiting him for laughs.
I just wanna thank TikTok for reminding me that I've been unemployed for 3 months. I've been applying to countless jobs, have fallen for 2 fucking fake job offers.
And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse for him, they did. Around the same time, Nova was also kicked out of the TikTok Creator Fund program.
So, as many of you know, I got removed from the Creator Fund a few days ago.
Although it's unclear why exactly TikTok pulled the plug, the one and only stream of income Nova had was now gone, leaving him completely unemployed. And while anyone in his position would have cut expenses to the bone, Nova did the complete opposite. He kept spending like nothing had changed, blowing money on takeout,
Bruschetta pizza? Let's give this a shot.
expensive tech gadgets,
I got a MetaQuest 3S to replace my MetaQuest 2.
and even Pokemon cards.
I have got a ton of Pokemon card packs. I bought a Super Elite Trainer box.
His irresponsibility caught up to him at home. Frustrated by a 21-year-old son's inability to get even a basic job, let alone take responsibility, Nova's mum started demanding that he'd pay rent if he wanted to keep living under her roof. The pressure pushed Nova into some pretty desperate territory, at one point he even admitting to considering starting an OF account. But luckily, on May 4th, 2025, after almost 6 months of being completely unemployed, Nova landed a job at a local Denny's.
Your boy got a new job. Fucking finally, the job search arc is over.
For a brief moment, it actually looked like he might turn a corner.
And I'm just gonna tell you how my first day went. Like, it went pretty smoothly, and I pretty much had no issues with any of my workers, except that some of them were quite annoyed at some of the tables, which is kind of fair. Like, I sometimes get how servers can be in the back of the house versus front of the house. So yeah, to answer your question, how my first work shift at the new workplace went, it went pretty smooth, no issues at all, and I actually had fun working.
But as always, the streak didn't last. Within just 2 weeks, Nova's time at Denny's was already over. And while you'd probably assume this was another case of his reputation catching up with him, the reality turned out to be very different. One of his co-workers later posted a video revealing the actual reason his job had ended.
He's just a weird kid, and he would play weird brain rot TikTok music in the kitchen over everyone else's music. He would consistently ask everyone, guess what? And then you would say what? And he'd say bees nuts. Pretty annoying.
And just like that, Nova managed to throw away one of the opportunities he'd spent months begging for, simply because he's an incredibly foolish, self-destructive mess who refuses to even do the bare minimum to hold his life together. But reckless irresponsibility isn't the only force sinking Nova's life. His stubborn refusal to learn and his habit of repeating the same humiliating mistakes again and again and again has damaged his life just as much, if not more. On May May 25th, he announced yet another brand new Discord server.
And the relaunch of the Discord server is coming soon.
Right away, it felt like a horribly careless decision, as every previous attempt to do so ended in complete disaster. But clearly, Nova simply can't stop himself from acting on the same twisted urges, because soon after the announcement, new images of him dressed up as a baby started circulating online once again. And really, what better place for him to put that kind of degenerate behavior on display than a public Discord server that anyone could join? Even though Nova did say the server would be 18 plus only,
And this time, it's 18 plus. So I know nothing bad's gonna happen to it.
he completely failed to ensure that rule. Within days of the server going live, miners had already slipped their way in, and just like before, the whole thing imploded. The server was raided, hacked, and every channel was named to FatPDF get hacked. Not long after, the whole thing was nuked and shut down.
I'm never being another f***ing Discord server again. This is the motherfucking fourth my life, everything. I'm done.
By now, none of it was even surprising anymore, except this time, the fallout went far beyond the Discord server and spilled directly into Nova's real life. The very next day, Nova was swatted. The X account at Novine Leaks posted screenshots of a conversation with him to confirm it, reading, "Someone said I was holding a nephew hostage. They put me in handcuffs and the cruiser and everything. They searched the whole house before they found out that it was a SWAT attempt." And turning it into a further nightmare for his family, only days later, Trolls doxed his uncle's phone number, sending Nova into another meltdown while he was on call with his mum.
Mom, this is urgent. Fucking urgent. Andy just texted me again. His phone number got leaked, and now he's blaming. What are you gonna do? I'm scared.
And somehow, it still managed to get worse, when Trolls went as far as trespassing onto his family's house.
No trespassing! Get you, bitch! Yeah, I'm fine. You can see me shaking. Shit.
By this point, things have completely spiraled out of control for Nova. The aftermath of his degeneracy online has escalated into something that is now endangering his real life and even the people around him. And while everything that happened, from the swatting to the trespassing, is completely out of line and impossible to justify, the truth is that Nova drove himself straight into this mess. His constant need for attention, his refusal to take accountability, and his obsession with repeating the same destructive patterns have paved every step of his downfall. And unless he finally steps away from the internet and tries to repair the damages, this descent won't stop until there's nothing left of his life to salvage. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and click the video on screen.
Alright, I'm tired of playing. I need you to beg for your computer network back. Beg me to not take down your network. You have 10 seconds.
Yes, I will. I will.
This is a hostage situation, and the scammers have two choices. One, beg for their computer, or two, kill their internet, shut down, and disappear.
Shaiz, do not turn your computer off. If you turn it off, it's going to be gone forever.
We put a virus on their system, so if they do shut down, the only thing they can do is watch their computer die.
When they boot back up, this is the only thing they're gonna see.
We'll start on October 7th, where we spend some time doing a collection stream. Basically, our goal isn't to waste time, but instead to hack as many scammers as we can.
This is David, how can I help you?
Yeah, is Steve still there?
Yes, I'm Steve, how can I help you?
It says allow remote control. Tell your partner the following ID. Okay.
So essentially what we're doing is I'm just kind of bulldogging it, and I'm using the fact that I assume this number is being like routed, you know, to different places. So I was on the phone with Steve, and now he's pretending to be Steve. And I hope he can't hear me right now. Hey, can you hear me, Steve? Nope, you can't. Okay.
Like Pierogi said, we're trying to get the scammer to connect to us as quickly as possible. Because as soon as the scammer does that, we can reverse the connection and ultimately hack his system. Which we successfully do, but there's a bit of an issue.
And my name is going to be Stephen Phillips.
Okay, have a good day.
Should I just go forward with this guy? I mean, his internet's terrible.
The unfortunate thing about hacking scammers is that we're at the mercy of their internet speed. If it's bad, we can only get so strong a signal. And when the connection's lagging, there's a much higher risk of us being caught when we start messing with their system. So for a lot of these guys, we'll bank their computer and monitor them off stream to quietly prevent scams and to gather information that we can provide to authorities. This was our plan for Steve here, until we started browsing his files, and then we came across this.
Gosh dang it, dude, are you kidding me?
Oh, a little knee slap.
Why do scammers start exposing themselves constantly?
Line him up!
Well, I have an idea.
What do you think?
I want to put a tripwire on his computer that if he shuts down, that his computer's toast either way.
So we got to work building our program, and while we were doing that, we happened to receive a phone call.
What we should do is hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
Hello?
Hello, yes ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Steven again. I just gave you my number and the line got disconnected.
Oh, I thought you said everything was done.
No, I did not say everything was done.
Oh. Okay.
Now, all we gotta do is buy some time until we're ready to strike. Steve has us fill out a fake refund form, and then he instructs us to open our bank page so you can manipulate it and later sell us on the illusion that a large amount of money was deposited.
Obviously, as you guys can see, this is our fake bank. They blocked the screen out, but we can still see what's happening.
They are working on the refund, and when the refund arrives in your account, you will see it in your statement, okay? And you said the computer is how many years old, ma'am?
71.
You are 71, but you sound like you're 40, ma'am. Trust me on that. How come you sound so young?
Do you want to know the truth?
Yes, like you speak well, you sound well, you have good knowledge.
You know, I have a thinking room. I've got this thinking room in my house. It's got blue walls and it's got a yellow door. And when I look at the blue walls, it makes me think of the ocean. The thing about that is if we were to think about ourselves like the ocean, think about all the possibilities in life, about if we were to be the ocean, our minds are the ocean, our minds are the possibilities. We could take those possibilities and be anything that we wanted, just like the blue walls. Let's say you have blue walls, right? For instance, you can now start thinking that the blue walls for you are not a barrier to your life. They're not enclosing you in, but rather you can sink your subconscious into those walls. So next time you come to a point in your life, Lionel, that it's too hard, it's too much, you're not gonna get there, look at your blue walls. Sit and look at the walls around you. Look at the blue walls and know that it means possibility.
Right.
After this, Steve tells us that a mistake happened and that we received $24,000 and that money needs to be quote-unquote returned to him. However, we just got confirmation that our program is finished and working.
All right, so we're getting everything set up to do the confrontation with this guy. Like I said, we're gonna confront him. We're gonna put something on his computer. After 10 seconds, it opens up the map link on his computer and it shows his picture with a lock screen. And we have the password to unlock his computer and he's gonna have to beg for it. If he shuts his computer down, then he's screwed.
I have something I want to tell you, Shaiz. Do not turn your computer off. Your computer is...
leave it, yes, leave
Shaiz,
it.
your computer is hostage right now. Okay, do not shut off your computer right now. I am the only one who has the passcode. You have 5 minutes to beg for your computer back or it's going to be destroyed forever. Shaiz, do not turn your computer off. If you turn it off, it's going to be gone forever.
Oh, God.
He's never coming back.
He's never coming back. And he didn't beg for it.
Honestly, we can't even get him back even if we wanted to.
Yeah, suffice to say, we didn't get the response we wanted. And since our program permanently broke the scammer's computer, we're not able to try it again. But at the same time, who said we have to make this specific guy beg? After all, there's plenty of scammers out there, and plenty of systems that we can take over.
Is this Microsoft?
Yes, this is Microsoft. This is Roy Miller. How are you doing today?
Meet Roy. He's our real target for this video. And on top of everything you're about to see during this call, our time with him will eventually lead us to leaving our office and trying to intercept a $40,000 scam in real time.
All right, here we go. It is Bitcoin. Gosh dang it.
That's even worse.
It is even worse.
That means we gotta be fast.
It's really worse.
But before we get there, we need him to connect to our system so we can reverse it. Or do we?
Bro, we already have him.
Yeah, open it.
So when Roy tries to connect to us, we can see his desktop name. Remember when I said we like to store scammers when we can't initially do anything to them? Well, we have a database we can search through, and when we searched Roy's system, we got a match. We opened it to make sure, and there he was, typing our information into remote access software. So since we know we have him, we're gonna try and wind him up throughout the whole connection process.
Now, whatever comes
comes up, let me know, okay? You keep updating me.
Huh? Sir, can you please speak just a tad louder?
I'm speaking way louder. I'm speaking way louder, sir. Can you please put me on speaker that you can hear me more?
Yeah, that's fine. I have you on speaker, but it's like you're whispering.
I'm not whispering. I'm talking like my throat out.
Thank you for helping with that.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about it, but I'm trying to help you to fix it up, okay? Read out to me my...
Huh?
Arey badawa chod. I want you to read the number.
Oh, he's calling me a deaf
Read
customer.
your mobile number.
Read my mobile number?
Yes.
Okay, do you have a piece of pen and paper?
Yeah, I have it.
1362.
Okay. Now wait.
Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Huh? Alright, he wrote down on his customer
Now what
thing.
do you see on your screen?
He wrote down deaf customer. Behra customer. Close it down?
No.
Close my computer down?
Sir, you don't have to listen, okay? You wait. Can you understand? Wait.
Yeah.
Now, during that whole thing, in the background, we were going through the process of finding his exact location. And finally, we got a ping at this hotel in Goa, India.
Alright, so we have this exact location of the scammer. He might be watching, so I'm not going to show it up on the screen, unfortunately.
So now that we have some identifiers, we can move to trying to get Roy to beg for mercy.
It's going in and out of black screen.
Now what do you see on your screen, sir?
Alright, now I can see it. It says, up now it's back to black.
What do you see on your computer?
Alright, I'm tired of playing. I need you to beg for your computer network back. You need to beg me.
What?
If you don't beg me for
What?
your network back, I'm going to expose you. I have lots of information on you. You need to beg me right now. Do you understand?
What do you have? Tell me.
I know the villa. I know the villa you're in. You need to beg me. Roy,
Okay.
are you going to? Are you
Okay.
gonna ask for mercy, Roy? You have 10
will,
seconds.
I will.
You have 10 seconds.
Yes, I will.
Right now,
Okay.
you have 10 seconds or else I will send you know who to your villa. You have 10 seconds.
What, sir?
Beg me to not take down your network. You have 10 seconds.
Okay, I beg you. Do not take my network.
That's it? I don't think that's very sincere, Roy.
Why, sir?
Roy from Goa, I know exactly where and what your villa is. I've already talked to you before, Roy. You better beg for mercy. This is your last chance. Your network
Okay, we
will
are
be
begging.
destroyed.
We are begging.
Why did you call me Beha? Oh my god. We are begging.
Now, of course, after all that, Roy shut down. But this story is far from over. The next day, his system came back online. And based on what he was doing, he was definitely scared.
This is Roy from yesterday, and now he's watching the stream back.
Yeah, and like we barely did anything. Like we touched one thing. He's like on the verge of like, am I hacked? Am I not hacked?
Like, imagine the point in time where you're like, oh crap, it was scammer payback.
So, over the following week, we continued to watch Roy. And eventually, I guess he concluded that he wasn't hacked because he went right back to scamming. Now, I mentioned while we're watching scammers, we quietly prevent scams. And the best way to do that is getting in contact with the victim and having them disconnect without saying a word. But on October 17th, we were watching Roy scam a victim that had over $100,000 in her bank. On top of that, Roy was using a very unusual and frankly disgusting method to access that account, and we'll talk about that in a minute here. Of course, we pulled the victim's phone number and tried to contact her, but no dice. However, at one point, Roy pulled up her address, and we realized that she's actually very close to us. So maybe, just maybe, we have a shot at intercepting the scam in person.
Let's go.
Alright, so Pierogi, Knight, and Seven are about to go head out to try and save a victim that's probably like an hour away from us. The scammers were logged into her bank account, and I'm actually going to show you guys this now. She just withdrew $40,000. But yeah, hopefully she's heading home so that they can intercept her. If she's heading somewhere else, it might be kind of tough to catch her.
Such pieces of trash, man. These guys were on the victim's bank account, on their computer. So they weren't even on her computer, they were on their computer, watching her bank account. So that means they had her username and password. I just hope she's not going to Bitcoin ATM. I hope we don't get that call from Daniel. If we do, we're possibly screwed, and we're gonna have to scramble. If not, then we'll just go take care of business. We'll stop another Havala package. I might spear a Havala guy if somebody shows up at the house.
Spear?
You might spear him, you know, like Goldberg. Something I want to give a little bit of clarity to is exactly how Roy was able to access the victim's bank account on his system. Now, typically what the scammers are going to do is they will do all this illegal activity on the victim's computer themselves because it doesn't point back to the scammer. So there must have been something that happened where he was losing access to the victim's computer or phone, but he had her username and password, and I can only assume that he had all the security questions that you may get when you log in for the first time somewhere differently, but he was doing all this on his computer, and he was able to pretty much track what was going on, the victim going to the bank and getting the money out. He got the visual confirmation that she had gotten the $40,000 out, and he didn't even need access to her computer anymore. And I want to highlight that this is sick, this is disgusting. I've never seen it happen before, where a scammer literally logs in to a victim's bank account from his computer. Now, there comes a point where Roy is pulling up the victim's actual physical address through her bank account, and that is a huge mistake because it reveals that the victim's actually really close to us, and Roy could have never really known that because when we're on the phone with him, we're actually giving him a fake location like Sarasota, Florida, or San Diego, California. And in order to achieve that, we have to use NordVPN, which makes it look as if we're from that location. I use NordVPN whenever I deal with these criminals. It's super easy to use. One click of a button, I'm connected to their servers immediately. My IP address is hidden, and my internet traffic is encrypted. And it doesn't matter if I'm on my host, VMs, a phone, or even a smart TV, NordVPN is on every major platform to protect you. Their servers are lightning fast, so when you're connected to them, you won't even notice that you're on a VPN. Now, that's important for me when I'm scam baiting because I deal with scammers in different countries and latency can be a problem, but not with NordVPN. And an additional feature that we love to use here in the office is their MeshNet functionality, and it's pretty much like a virtual connection that you can make with other users or other computers around the world where you can do things like send files safely, securely, or even do virtual LAN parties safely and securely, which is really cool. So head on over to nordvpn.com/Pierogi for an exclusive 4-month free offer on top of their great discount for the 2-year plans. You can try it risk-free for 30 days. If you don't like it, I know you're going to love it and get your money back guaranteed over at nordvpn.com/Pierogi. Thank you so much, Nord, for partnering with us on this video.
About 15 minutes later, we get into the neighborhood.
All right, so let's not say any identifiers. Here, you talk. I'll be back in a minute.
Pierogi goes up and knocks on the victim's door, and nothing. No answer. So he knocks on the neighbor's doors, and then...
I went to the ring doorbell of the next door neighbor, and the lady made some excuse, and then somebody else was yelling at me on the ring doorbell. Can you guys, when do you guys try to call Dan?
Yeah, we should call to see like what is actually on.
I'll pull him up. Hello? Hey, are you seeing anything different on the screen?
I can go on right now.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Now, back at the office, Daniel, Cena, and Maze can see the scammer's computer from our machines. And when we go to check it, we find some bad news.
He's looking up probably, that looks like a gas station. It might have a Bitcoin ATM.
And that address he has, he's looking that up?
It's on the screen right now. It doesn't look like, the mouse isn't moving around, so they might not be by the computer, but that's the most recent thing on the screen, and it's in the area that you guys are in.
There's no other like tabs or anything?
There's one other tab open to maps, but I can't see what the address is.
It's recording too. If you want to stop the recording and start it, you can.
Oh, actually, that's a genius idea.
It should be in my videos folder under Roy.
Okay, got it. I'll take a look, and then I will let you know if anything else shows up.
No worries, much love.
All right, thanks, guys. I mean, look at this. That looks like a place where there'd be a Bitcoin ATM, right? So, dude, they're gonna have her put 40K in a Bitcoin ATM?
All right, we're like 11 minutes away, but they're also ahead by a little bit, so we don't know.
While we were driving, we also started digging to see what kind of place the victim was going to, so we could figure out exactly what the scammer was trying to have her do.
Oh yeah, Bitcoin Depot.
Oh, it is Bitcoin.
It is Bitcoin, yep. Okay. All right, here we go. It is Bitcoin. Gosh dang it.
That's even worse.
It is even worse.
That means we gotta be fast.
It's really worse.
Finally, about 10 minutes later, we arrived at the gas station.
All right, so we got not a lot of people here. All right, I'm gonna go check. I'll be right back. All right, we'll be right back. Hey, was there someone that was using the Bitcoin ATM at all? No? Okay, because there's a lady that's like being scammed right now, and I'm trying to drive and stop her because she's got like $40,000, and they were sending her to this address.
Now, real quick, we're gonna break the fourth wall right here because I have to point out how crazy this is. While Pierogi is in the gas station talking with the clerk, you can see this white SUV pull up next to us. Well, we're gonna find out later that that's actually the victim. And if we had pulled up even 5 minutes later, she would have already been inside depositing money into the crypto ATM. I mean, what are the freaking odds of that?
Okay, there has been no one today.
Gotcha.
Yes, yesterday. But I asked her, and she's like, no, I know who's on the phone. I'm like, okay, I just wanted to make sure because she's like, I'm sending it to my bank. I'm like, I don't think that's your bank. But
That was yesterday?
yes, I don't know if it's that's them. But
Okay. All right, I appreciate it. All right, we're gonna wait this out for a second. The store person said that there was a lady yesterday that came by here, and she said, "Yeah, I'm not getting scammed. I'm on the phone with my bank." So whoever that was getting scammed.
I wonder if this is the second time they're doing this.
Possibly.
You know, because like if they already had the login and stuff, there's clearly a lot of time invested.
There is an elderly lady next to us right now.
She's on the phone.
And she's talking to somebody. Oh, here we go. She just grabbed like a purse.
If you see like a big bag, 40 grand.
She grabbed a like envelope looking thing that looks like the same from the bank.
If she walks in and lingers for a second.
Yep. No, we got her. I think this is her.
It's a good possibility.
I think we've got her.
Yeah, she's on the phone.
Yeah, she's on the phone.
Can we add Daniel if there's audio coming through then?
1 sec. 1 sec. How do I turn the mic on?
This is definitely her.
It has to be, dude. She's angry.
Who pulls into a gas station and sits there on the phone?
Should be surveillance.
Yep, and then audio feeds.
Yep, audio feeds, and then the mic is the first.
And right click open.
I think this is her.
I don't hear anything. Did he go in there and...
Well, I went in there and asked the
Yeah, the clerk, right?
yeah, but there's a lady that just pulled in and she looks probably in her 60s and she's on the phone and talking and she grabbed like a kind of an envelope. You know, like it's not an envelope, but it's like
when you pull cash out, they give it to you in like one of those paper.
Yeah. All right, she's getting out of the seatbelt. This has to be it. No, we're good. We're straight. We're straight.
Oh yeah, she has. Oh my, that's her.
Let's go, baby! Let's freaking go! Yep, we got it. Yep. Ma'am. Can you put it on mute? Can you put your phone on mute? These guys are scammers. They're trying to take your money. Can you hang up on them? Or can you give me the phone really quickly? I want to yell at them really quickly. Is that okay? Or do you want to yell at them?
How do you know this?
Hello, Beta. You think you could take her money?
Yes, I can hear him talking to him in there.
Oh, this is Scammer Payback, and you thought that you were smarter than me? You're not going to take her money. She's safe, Beta. Don't you ever think you can take money from innocent people. Don't you ever. You understand me, Beta? It's Scammer Payback, and you know exactly who I am. May Tera Baploon, I'm your daddy. So you might as well shut down for the day because you're about to be exposed. You understand me? Bye, Beta. Okay. So, those guys are scammers that were trying to, that's $40,000, right?
Yes.
I know.
This does not feel right.
Can I go to the bank and help explain?
Yes.
Okay. I'm so happy we...
Dude, talk about down to the wire.
Yeah,
They
literally-
got there literally 5 minutes before she showed up. Literally in the nick of time.
that is actually the closest victim save we've ever had.
Yeah.
I run a YouTube channel. It's called Scammer Payback, and we saw what was happening. And we saw that. I know. It's okay though. You're safe now. Do you know the closest bank? I know this is a lot. Yeah. Okay. Can we go meet over there? Is that okay? All right. It's gonna be okay. I'm so sorry.
Things do not feel right. Things do not feel right.
Well, you're safe now, okay?
How did you know you saw it?
I'll tell you everything, yes. I promise, I'll tell you everything, okay?
After all this, we went to the bank with the victim.
So there's a lady that was just in here and she got $40,000 out of her account.
Now you may recognize that there's no visual here, and the reason being is because when I showed up and informed the bank what had happened, the banker was not very pleased with me.
If you don't have a key, we'll handle this, okay?
Okay, well, yeah, because I'm making sure she's safe because she just took...
Trying to apply the key for our client, so if you don't have a key, we'll handle it.
Okay, because it wasn't handled, that's why I'm here, because she was going to lose her money. So I'm just making sure she's good, you know? The only reason I'm here is to make sure that she returns money successfully into her account. You know what I mean?
I'm going to speak from the heart here a little bit because
I get very frustrated when I'm at the bank. And I'm not saying that all banks are at fault, but I think that they need to take more accountability with regards to scams. And they're not going to be able to stop everything, but they need to put technology, better training of their people in place to be able to make it harder for victims to lose their money. Now, I know as a customer, we have the right to take our money out and put it in. Like, I get that with banks. But it feels as if sometimes banks are trying to protect themselves from like a legal or compliance standpoint of, hey, we did this, so we're okay, even though they allowed this sweet lady to take out $40,000 out of her account. And I think that this is indicative of a huge problem where banks are not putting these kind of stopgaps in place where it makes it harder for somebody to lose all of their money because we're not going to be able to get to every single victim. Now, typically what we will do to a scammer once we're done with everything, just like the first casualty, is we'll destroy the computer so they can't go after anyone ever again. But Roy is a very special case. Not only was he trying to steal $40,000 from a very sweet grandma, but she had just had a stroke. I want you guys to think about the mental and emotional turmoil that she was going through. And if we hadn't gotten there, she would have lost all this money and it would have been possibly catastrophic for her and for her physical well-being in her life. So we're taking this case on and we have some leads that Roy is not working alone and we're going to investigate him and his buddies. And Roy, if you're watching this, you can't do anything. You can't get rid of us. You can't hide the evidence. We know what you're doing. We know who you are. We're about to come back for you and there's about to be some payback your way. So stay tuned. This is Pierogi with Scammer Payback saying don't get scammed.
I have no idea. How am I supposed to know that? Don't be dumb, alright? If you are not cooperating on this and not following the words we are guiding you with, it's going to be a worst nightmare for you.
That's one of 4 scammers we're hacking today. All right, so we put a virus on his computer that is going to eat his keystrokes. So he's typing stuff up here and it's just doing random keystrokes.
Linda, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Here's what everyone knows. They're not sitting at PayPal's call center. They're out of India. We are definitely getting some payback. And today, we tracked down the house that each of those 4 scammers are living in. Let's get into it. Okay. If this is your first time here, I'm going to let you know what we're about to do. Yes, I still have blue hair. Yes, it is Pulp Riot.
In order to collect scammer info, we have to call the number and act like we need help.
How can I help you out?
Hi, I just got this email. Is this PayPal?
Yeah, this is PayPal. Can you just be next to your desktop, sir? Let me help you out.
Then, we need to get the scammer connected to our virtual machine, or VM.
You need to look on your keyboard, sir. Press the control and the Windows and let it queue.
Okay, it says quick assist and then it's just a spinning dial. Okay, it says something about Alan.
This is oversimplified, but our VM is kind of like a poison. As soon as this PayPal scammer touches it, he's done, and we get access to his machine.
We just got access to the computer. We're not going to do anything too suspicious, but we're going to get general information for you guys while we're on this call live. We just called him up, got on his computer.
Why it sounds ridiculous?
I'm sorry?
Why did it sound ridiculous?
Huh?
You just told me it sounds ridiculous, right?
What sounds?
Do you want to cancel this transfer?
Yeah, please.
No problem, sure. I'm going to help you out. So please just...
Now, we're not super sure what the scammer was talking about here, but his confusion might have something to do with the fact that he's fighting with his scam buddy. Just listen to these translations from when they left themselves unmuted.
Oh, yeah. Okay. चार्जर कहाँ है? इनसे चलो फुल कर देंगे चलो कब से हम बोल रहे हैं साइड में रखना है शेयर में होगा लैपटॉप ऑर्डर Laura. Now just hold on for a second.
They're really arguing. My name's not Laura.
Laura. My name's not Laura. What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
but even though he hung up here, we still got what we wanted.
All right, let's ask the chat where you guys think they're from. 7, where do you think they're from?
Kolkata!
Alright, I'll show you guys where they are. Always Kolkata, bro. G9RH plus 3CC, Kolkata, West Bengal, India. They are right here in this building on Abinash Choudhury Lane.
So these guys are in South Central Kolkata, and although this is a good starting point, we still don't have that much info. For all we know, this group could be operating throughout all of Kolkata, and even if it's closer, we don't know if it's north, east, west, or even all in the same street. So we called some more.
PayPal, this is Steve. Help you today.
Hi Steve, I had just gotten an invoice.
Someone from California named as Alex Wilson is trying to log me a fake PayPal account and he's trying to purchase BTC from your account. Would you like to cancel this order?
Please.
Are you in front of your computer? Or
yes.
So once again, this guy connects to our VM, and much like his fellow PayPal scammer, as soon as he connected, we had access. But soon after, he hangs up.
Oh, I got him though. There you go. Yep, there he is.
We checked out his location, and lo and behold...
Alright, so we're gonna do the directions from this one scammer to the next.
Oh my gosh, no way.
They're 8 minutes away.
A couple blocks away.
These guys, this was the first one. So this is the first guy near the water. And he takes a 25-minute walk just diagonally here. An 8-minute drive, 2 different calls. So you can see Kolkata here, and they're down here.
So they're probably all close to each other, but we still need to make sure. So we're gonna call the number again. Now up until this point, every call has been quick and short, but this next pair, they're about to give us way more than we expected.
Vivian time? Okay, fine.
Thank you for calling the support. How can I help you?
Hello, my husband and I have just got, it looks like an invoice.
Okay, thank you so much for that, ma'am. I want you to stay on the line. Give me a moment.
At this point, you guys know the drill. He connects, he gets hacked, and now that we have his access...
Okay, can I just grab a glass of water real fast?
Yes, of course, ma'am. No problem. I'm on the line. Take your time.
So we put in the 3 coordinates of these guys. The first guy was here. It goes all the way over here to this apartment complex where another guy is, and then it goes all the way up here, all the way where our last guy is. Right here. All of these scammers that we're dealing with, they're within 13 minutes of each other, and they're 3 different places. Now, really quickly, I want to break down a little bit how we're able to find, track, and locate these scammers. Now, a lot of people may think the IP address is the key to all this, and it will give you a general location, but that's not what we use. These scammers have computers, they're connected to the internet, even things like cell phones, and we utilize data from big tech companies to find where these scammers are. Now, I'm not going to say everything, but I want to give you an example here. So, say on these calls that we have a scammer in building A in an apartment or a flat in Kolkata, West Bengal, and we have access to that scammer system. We can see that computer, we can see the network, and there may be other computers, other scammers that are scamming with that scammer. We don't have connections to them, but we know that they're there. Let's say that they all have cell phones. So now the devices have just multiplied, and there are buildings right near them that have people in them that have cell phones, and these all have internet connections. Now we're able to utilize all of these connections to find exactly with true accuracy where these scammers are hiding out and where they're scamming from. One more thing that
told you was left, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Told you. Why ban us? So yeah, I'm on. So let's go ahead and start banning everyone that said right. Let's go ahead and start just banning everybody.